McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 8 of this NHL 20 Journeyman Series in franchise mode. Currently, we're with the Winnipeg Jets, coming off of that elusive Stanley Cup victory. We were able to do it. We beat Buffalo in 7, and I mean, that was the craziest playoff series I think I've ever seen, especially with Parayko tying it late. But we are heading into the NHL entry draft here now. I believe it's the 2022 entry draft, yep. And, the Florida Panthers are going to be landing themselves a franchise winger here in Anthony Buss. He looks like he's going to be really good for years to come. Besides that, we currently have the 4th overall pick from that St. Louis trade that we totally ripped the Blues off for. Like, there was no question there. But I think what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be looking to add to a team's depth that is not the Winnipeg Jets. So we are looking to, potentially add another player that can either be helpful or, maybe add draft picks or something. But what we're trying to do essentially is trade to land other teams with higher picks. So Florida, Vancouver, we're not going to touch because, again, they haven't won the Cup. Vegas is in a good spot too, but I'm looking to teams like Ottawa or Nashville or even like the Minnesota Wild. They could be moving way up here. So those are all options. I think what we're going to do, I'm not sure. This is tough because there's teams like Ottawa where I don't want their pick necessarily, but they do have players that I could trade for. But we're going to try to get some fairly, equal value through depth for this team. I don't think we currently have a lot of cap space either. Yeah, we only have $6 million in cap space. And, this offseason might be a little difficult. So I think we're going to pair Ville Heinola along with the 4th pick here. So really just add a defensive booster to Ottawa. So we could do that. We could go to Ottawa, or we could go to a team like, let's say Vancouver. They got Brock Besser up on the trade block, so, there's a possibility. I know Brock Besser will probably be a big contributor to their team in the future, but actually, they've got good defense too. Which teams don't have good defense here? Like, there's only so many teams that we can trade these players to. This team looks like it could possibly use a defensive buffer, but they don't exactly have any, players that I hold high value on. So, we could go for Phil Kessel. That would be funny. To Arizona, and then I believe our contract is up at the end of this season. So, that would all work out actually. Bring in another just powerhouse winger here to play on the top end. That's a possibility for sure. And then, you know what? Because I'm kind of feeling this right now, we'll throw in Winnipeg's pick, and then in exchange for, they got the 28th. So yeah, we'll go like this instead. I think that's fair. As far as our winger depth goes, I think our winger depth's really solid. There's no question about that. But, being able to trade a guy like, we could trade Fisher back to the Coyotes as well because, he's been really good, but yeah. 82 franchise winger. Anthony Buss is a very nice player there for the Florida Panthers for sure. Okay. So we're going to go and we're going to guarantee that trade. I kind of lost track of the time there. So Arizona, we've already dealt a few players to them as far as Vesalainen and guys like that go. So yeah, we're going to go Phil Kessel plus the 28th in exchange for, this is a good trade for Arizona. There's no question here. They're getting a lot back, and that's kind of what we're playing to the strengths of, is that we could possibly move to Arizona here over the next season or so. So we're going to go those two along with Christian Fischer and Ville Heinola. So that just completely bumps their defense to another level. It gives them a couple draft picks and, replaces Phil Kessel with a younger winger. They don't want that trade. Okay, let's try just that. Wow. Okay, so Phil's untouchable apparently. This will help. This will easily help out. This would easily help out the Coyotes in the long run. There's no question there. It's just they don't want the players that we're offering, which is, I find kind of funny. We can't really add a lot more to this deal. I could throw Ramirez in there, but that's about it. Jesus, okay. So they don't want to do that deal at all. Buffalo's only got picks up. You know what? I think we get Vancouver just an absolutely sick defense here. And we'll trade it for Brock Besser. Like, Besser, yes, he's got some good value on him. He's a good player. But he's kind of hit a rough patch here in his career by the looks of it. So if we go Besser in exchange for... See, they want all of our players, so we'll go Heinola and Fisher. And honestly, that should go through. There's no way that they reject that in any way. Like, that shouldn't get rejected. They really don't have any goalies either, but we're not going to help them out there. They'll have to figure that one out themselves. Honestly, we could ask for more back from these guys. Maybe like one prospect, somebody like that, like a Suni or somebody like that. Let's try this, and okay, that easily goes through. So we get Brock Besser, and Vancouver picks up extra picks here, so they get that Nokalainen. So that, again, they replace Besser immediately. Vorobev, 80 rated elite offensive defenseman to Detroit, and then another defensive defenseman in Canone, I don't know how you say it. I think it's Harrison Canone. But again, left-handed defenseman. I don't know why they wouldn't have gone with this Nielsen guy because, 6'5" two-way defenseman would have been absolutely awesome for the Canucks to pick up. Shane Wright goes to the Senators, and then Matthew Savoie ends up in Ottawa. Okay, so that is, that's a really good top end of the draft there. I'm really impressed with how that's gone. And, the teams that are picking up good players here are teams that haven't had a lot of success, so that's what you like to see. And, oh my gosh, how did so many teams miss on this Weston guy? Yikes, okay. And Retzer, oh my, this was a strong draft. We knew Costy was in there, but, we didn't pick him up. It'll be fine. Pittsburgh lands a decent elite there. Besides that, anybody in the second round, I like to check the depths of the draft just to make sure and see who 2-2 goes back to the Predators. There's some decent, there's some medium top fours in here, not bad. Surrey there, Ernesto Surrey, or Ernesto, I don't know how you say it. Doesn't matter, but we have the last pick of the second round here, so we're going to go... I don't think I have a lot of players pinned. Yeah, no, I have literally nobody pinned. As far as potential goes, by the looks of it, Zadorov's going to, kind of be our guy here that we're going to take a risk on. And Yuri Zadorov, does he turn out? Or did we just get it? Yeah, we got an average player. Okay, so you can't expect a lot from the draft. Every once in a while you get lucky, but by the looks of it, all of these teams that are trying to win the Cup still haven't really gotten lucky either. So, yeah, Erskine's. So the Rangers land an elite defenseman there. Good for them. But they've won multiple Cups, so we don't really care about that too much. Besides that, see, we got a whole bunch of one-bar elites here that I really have no scouting depth on. We could try Kravchenko here, just take a risk on the wingers, see how it turns out. Usually it doesn't, but, every once in a while you will land a decent player. Still didn't land one there, so, I guess the hockey gods are like, you won the Cup, you don't really need anything else, and I agree. This Winnipeg team has accomplished its goal as far as what we were trying to do. I'm really hoping Brock Besser jumped back up in rating because then, this Winnipeg team will still compete for sure. We could try Dominic O'Sullivan here. Nobody really took a look at him, so screw it. Take a risk. It's always fun taking a risk or two, especially when it pays off. Instead, he was a backup, so nothing insane there. And, well, this Winnipeg team, I mean, our time with this Winnipeg team is almost up. So I think what's going to end up happening, of course we missed on Goodbranson. Anyways, I think what's going to happen here is we're just going to mainly simulate through the remainder of the next season coming up. I'll show you guys how that all plays out. Hopefully a team like Buffalo can still go back to the Cup Finals, but really we're not going to focus on Winnipeg too much more. It's just I don't want to, completely blow up and demolish this team that, is still going to be competitive. They should be competitive. I don't know if they're going to win another cup or not. There's a chance they do, but probably not going to happen here. Even as us being the manager, probably not going to happen. I don't see Winnipeg really going anywhere. That was a bit of a, that was a playoff run. That happens sometimes where you just get hot at the right time and your team wins and you get lucky and all that stuff. And yes, Winnipeg is still a good team. We just landed Brock Besser. We still maintain that championship status, even though we don't pick up the player that, we were looking into. Look at that, man. Brock Besser is an 88 rated first-line winger. We have depth in this team, and we have some, killer instinct players, to be honest. So, yeah, this is more now just a matter of, re-sign players. Vince Dunn dropped. Wow. He dropped off. Okay, so that one kind of sucks, but I think we're just going to highlight the re-sign phase, see how everything goes, and yeah, I'll just kind of cut in and out quickly here as we sim through the rest of this offseason and through the regular season. We're not going to focus too much on what is actually going to happen here with this Winnipeg team. If they win again, that would be very funny. I don't see that happening, but it's a possibility. Okay, guys, so this is pretty much how the lines are going to look for this next season with Winnipeg. It's you could play, actually, maybe we just keep the top line like that, go Besser instead. But not going to make too many changes to this. It's a solid lineup throughout, and I'm expecting them to do right around as well as they did last year with, around 100 points at the end of the season, but I don't know how things are really going to go here, so that's pretty much it for this Winnipeg team. I will see you guys at the end of the season to figure out, how things go, what the season's going to look like, and we will kind of just be wrapping up the episode from there as we figure out what teams we have as an option for next season. Okay, guys, so at the end of the 2022/23 season, the Winnipeg Jets finish with a 46-32-4 record. Mark Scheifele scores 88 points in 82 games. Not too shabby. Not very close to the best in the league. There were a lot of better teams. As you can see there, Tampa Bay with 121 points. But the Winnipeg Jets still finish in a playoff spot. And, well, when we look around, Toronto could have made it, but instead we did. We were one of the last qualifying spots there. I have to say that the Central was quite weak there, as you can see. Actually, just the West in general is quite weak. So, yeah, Vegas finishes bottom, so that's a good sign for them because they really are not that good a team. Everybody else here has won the Cup, except for Vancouver, who actually, I'm considering moving to. They've got a good setup, good system there. Minnesota also making the playoffs there. They got Carson Lambos has shot up like crazy with his rating. Nashville also is looking pretty solid, like a team that I would consider. And yeah, as we move throughout here, you can see Columbus didn't make it, but they had 94 points. So there's good teams throughout here that we could potentially be trying to win with. Buffalo might do it by themselves here this year. Same with Arizona. Those are all possibilities. Arizona actually is looking really good right now. And there's possibilities here for teams to win the Cup that we aren't even controlling. So we're kind of just gonna get to. I think I'm gonna sim through most of the playoffs, just see how we do. By the looks of it, we're going up against the Nashville Predators. I mean, Predators could easily beat us. They're a good team for sure. And well, if they beat us, that's not the end of the world. So we're going to just click the full 7-game sim here, see how it goes. So by the looks of it, we won game 1, lost game 2. Okay, interesting. Won game 3, lost game 4, won game 5, and won game 6. So we beat the Predators in 6. Okay. Arizona makes it through. Florida makes it through. And that's about it for teams that haven't won the Cup yet. So let's see if we beat the Blackhawks. I mean, they've got more Cups than us. So win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3, win game 4, lose game 5, win game 6. Okay. And unfortunately, the Coyotes did not get through. None of the teams that haven't won yet got through. So that kind of stinks. But by the looks of it, we're going up against Edmonton. There's a chance that the Jets could win the Cup back-to-back. I don't think that's going to happen, but there's a chance. So we win game 1, 2, lose game 3, win game 4, lose game 5, lose game 6, lose game 7. Wow, 3-game losing streak. And the Oilers go to the finals against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, guys, I'm going to take a look here at the teams that we could potentially be moving to, teams that have not won yet, teams that could be winning the Cup in the next few seasons, but we need to, make a couple changes too. So the first team is the Arizona Coyotes. Obviously, they are in very good shape right now. They are looking to win a Cup for sure, and they made the playoffs. They did get eliminated, unfortunately. Same thing with the Buffalo Sabres. They're in that same kind of boat where they got a good team, just need some slight improvements here and there to really become a championship kind of roster. The main kind of problem there looks to be the goaltending. Moving over to the Columbus Blue Jackets, they missed the playoffs even though they actually had a fairly good regular season. They have some key assets like Trevor Wong, who's just started his rookie year, or his rookie contract. He's still got another two years left on that for sure. And then they got solid defense and, well, not terrible goaltending, but not above and beyond. They got a solid team. That's about the best I can say about them. Moving over to Florida, they got this player by the name of Anthony Buss, who, well, he scored how many points in the regular season? 64 in his rookie year. I mean, he's playing alongside 2 absolute all-stars, and, well, this team could use a little bit of work, but overall they are looking fairly solid as well. They might take 1 or 2 years to really get into shape for winning the Cup. Moving over to the Minnesota Wild, this is a possible team that we could go with. And, I mean, like I said, Minnesota's got a chance at actually competing here over the next year or two. Dumba and Lambos are going to be the key assets on that team, I think. They also have Cole Perfetti, who's going to be very good for them in the future. I mean, he's already 84 rated, but the problem with this team is definitely the goaltending, just aging goalies, and they really don't have replacements for them. So that is a team that would take some work, but I feel like we could probably still win in 3 years with them. Moving over to the Nashville Predators, the team the Winnipeg Jets just knocked out. They got a couple assets here, but by the looks of it, the majority of the team still needs quite a bit of work. Lucas Raymond should be, playing more minutes, and he really isn't, so that's hurting the team. They do have a good asset there in the back line with Fabro. But you guys need to go down below, leave comments for what team you think I should be moving to. We're going to find out the options here pretty quick, just based on what teams are still remaining. Looking at the Senators, Chabot and Brandstrom are both 91 rated elites, so really good defense there. Not so great on the forward group, I have to say. They really could be looking a bit better. And as far as the goaltending goes for that team, it could also use some work still. The only other teams here that haven't won the Cup, obviously the San Jose Sharks, still requiring a bit of effort to, they're almost in rebuild mode at this point, so they got guys that are starting to age here, starting to, kind of grow out of that NHL level of age. And then the last team, well, there's 2 here, but Vancouver is a very enticing option here. Definitely a team I would consider moving to. Bo Horvat is 91 rated. Johnny Gaudreau is 90 rated. And then on the back line, they got Quinn Hughes there, who's looking like a monster as himself. They got good defense, too. They got elite prospects here in Reed Sabarin, as well as Harrison Canone. I think we kind of gave them that pick. And then, yeah, no, I think Vancouver's the most enticing option because they also got this Nokalainen here. He was drafted second overall by them, and he's a really good player, too. Goaltending set on that team. They don't have to worry about that. And then moving over to Vegas, this is kind of like my least intriguing option. As you can see, they got a bit of a weak bottom end of the forward group there. Their defense is not up to par, and their goaltending is in shambles. So I think the best option as a manager to move to a team would be the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know if we're going to get there or not, if we'll get that option, but we're going to start to simulate through the finals here, see who wins. By the time we get to, game 4, 5, 6, or 7, depending on how this series goes, I'm going to cut the video there. I'm going to, I'll show you guys where we're going to end up. I'm just going to actually save this file now. So when I come back to it, I'm going to have to leave this save just to make this work. We're going to overwrite the current file. The date on this save is currently May 31st, 2023. So if the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Cup right here, we should get a new contract offer, and they did. Oh, the Manitoba Moose won the Calder Cup, so that's sick. But here are our options. We have the Arizona Coyotes as an option. We have the Buffalo Sabres as an option. We have the Florida Panthers as an option, and we do have the Vancouver Canucks. So I need you guys to go down below, get ready to vote. There will be a card, I guess, in the top corner of the screen here somewhere that gives you an option between Arizona, Buffalo, Florida, and Vancouver. Those are your 4 options to vote for. We can't go back to Winnipeg. We are done with Winnipeg, unfortunately, but, we won a cup. We did all right there. So, let me know what team you think I should be moving to next. We will kick off this save kind of doing the exact same thing that ended here, where we hit the view contract screen and we pick what team we're going to move to. That's going to be it for me. I hope you guys are looking forward to moving to a new team here with this Journeyman franchise mode. It has been an awesome time with Winnipeg. Just got to say thanks to the whole Winnipeg organization for coming through, being able to win a cup, get them out of the way for this discussion of teams that have not won a Stanley Cup yet. We're working away at it, and please go down below and vote. Just make sure that you give me your opinion on what team we should be moving to. That's going to be it for me. If you're new to the channel, go down below, consider subscribing, leave a like on the video, comment on, your thoughts on all these teams and what kind of improvements we could make to them. I forgot the Oilers had Lafreniere. That's scary. Okay. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.